Hello, everyone. As we wait the Fed meeting on Wednesday for the announcement to come that probably interest rates are going to remain unchanged, it's possible that the market will sell off, but more often than not following the FOMC meetings, the market rallies. And as we head into the meeting, everything is looking okay until after hours. Apple missed by a lot of other stocks missed. The NASDAQ 100 futures are off by about 1% right now. The SPOOs and the Dow Jones are off by 0.24, 0.21%, but overall it isn't that bad. And today, even though the NASDAQ was down, as you can see, 0.15%, higher volume, not a technical distribution day, needed to be down at least 0.20%. And with SPDR basically flat, Dow Jones Industrial Average basically flat, the Russell 2000 did very well today, up 1.11%, and the IWM was up 0.98%. Excuse me, 0.98%, producing another pocket pivot point signal on a nice surge in volume. And also on top of that, the IYT was up 1.12%. Dow Jones Transportation Average therefore was up 1.14%. Higher volume, above average volume on today's move for the DJT. This kind of action in the transportation average and the Russell 2000 index is very, very positive short term. And it kind of feels like we're getting a rotation out of the names like Apple, Google, Netflix, Amazon still holding up. But overall, it looks like we're getting out of these big love stocks and we're moving into small caps. So far, I'm all right with the rotation. But once again, this evening, like almost every evening, which is a good sign in an uptrending market, we're gapping down. We'll see how we do. Once again, today it was an overall, we actually gapped up in the morning, but intraday or overnight session last night, we weren't looking too good. And intraday we sold off, but we found support near the lows. We rallied nicely into the close. So overall, good session, nothing to complain about. And on that end, Brett was very positive. Our holdings did very, very well today relative to the market. And there were only 2 sell stops that triggered. AMWD. Intraday, a few ticked off due to signals the previous day like TX and BIDA. Got knocked out of them. I got knocked out of one speculative position. AMRI, got knocked out of half of it, not all of it. My final sell stop is here at these April lows. But besides that, only AMWD was really the only bad stock. Closing below its 20-day moving average on above average volume. I was giving this stock a lot of room to maneuver before it finally worked higher. So I was using these April lows right back here of 72.81. Following today, 74.10 will now be the final cut loss level. So I'm raising it up today's low a day because the sell-off below the 20-day moving average was on above average volume. So I'm out of half, the final half, 74.10. And IESC today, while it hasn't hit any of my sell stops yet, I think I only have that one on the book right here at 1338. 1338 will now be for half of my sell stop, and I'm moving up half the sell stop to 1393 because it's closing below the 20-day moving average before producing any gains. That's a 50% sell signal on an end-of-day basis. What I'm doing, 1393 is my first sell stop, and 1338 is my final sell stop for IESC. But as you can see, both of these stocks that pulled back today, still overall, they're longer term weekly patterns still look good, so no real damage today. It's just kind of selling off laggards to find new leaders. And on that note, this evening, look at this weekly chart CNC is forming. I mean, this is a very good looking weekly chart pattern. The price, the volume characteristics in the base, this is very, very nice. I would love to see this continue to move to those old June highs that maybe create a handle. But CNC is just one of many stocks that I flagged this evening. MRCY had earnings after the bell. FIX has earnings after the bell the next day. Same with BATS, but this is a recent IPO, and it looks like it's about ready to break out and run. MPWR is consolidating in a volatility contraction pattern. BDGE, pocket pivot point signal. All these stocks have earnings coming up, or had them tonight, like HAWK, so I can't go along any of the names, but there's still plenty of them. Blue Buffalo Pet Products, blocks off the lows, just more and more accumulation coming into that stock with all that Maxstream BOP. Would love to see it consolidate sideways, get that 200 close to the 50, and then give me some kind of PPP early signal with BOP hopefully staying max green. This one has a 99 EPS rating, so very, very good. But the only new long position is SINA, Sina Corporation. This is a high-quality Chinese name. The earnings and sales has turned around very significantly the past few quarters. It's building a larger, drawn-out cut pattern. If you look out here, lower lows, finally August, uptrending, downtrended, and now since it started to rally off these recent February lows, you can see as it rallies, pocket pivot point signals, large volume. As it pulls back, quiet volume. That is exactly what you want to see in a strong uptrending stock. So SINA, pocket pivot point signal today, breaking out above the most recent resistance levels. This stock was flagged in my perfect speculator, pre-perfect speculator scan, and it was confirmed in the price volume BOP scan. So 2% for being a perfect speculator stock, 1% for being price volume BOP, 3%. Obviously, I can't do this in the cash account, but no big deal. Also, CYNO was listed as a new long position. I wanted to get long if I could get my limit at 46.28 filled if it gapped up, or else I was going to use the lows. It double bottomed in the morning, and when it was double bottoming, that second leg down in the morning, I thought about entering a position, but I went ahead and held off because I just wasn't sure if that level was going to hold, and it was still up a lot. Kind of felt like it was extended, even for a gap up stock. Didn't take the trade, and it closes $2.50 higher off that level at 49.60. But so CYNO saw it doing the double bottom in the early morning lows around the 47.10 level, passed on it. It's all right. It gapped up too far. Hopefully, though, it can reconsolidate and make another, produce another signal. But whatever. It is what it is. We got the legitimate signal. Yesterday, earnings were in the morning. Nothing you can do. Cheater signal was given on the 21st, but there's no way I was going to take a signal like that without it breaking above resistance ahead of earnings. Only yesterday was the real signal finally triggered. So there's nothing you can do. That's what's going to happen with earnings. Wish there was no after hours and pre-market session, but there is.